An overnight shooting at a park on the city's west side. What we know about this ball game turned shooting.
Plus, millions of people around the world will be watching San Antonio's very own world champion boxer Mario Barrios tonight. A preview of his undercard fight before that huge Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight, all on Netflix.
And taking a look outside right now this Friday, it feels like fall. Justin is here to tell us how long that feeling will last.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hey there, good morning. It is 6 a.m. on your chilly Friday, November the 15th.
All right, yes, that just feels good to say. Definitely had to fire up the car heater just a little bit. Didn't want to go overboard with it, but still.
It feels good outside, and you know who we have to thank, of course.
Always. The man with the plan, as they always say right there, Justin. Chilly start to our Friday. We got Friday high school football going on. A lot of people planning their weekend.
Oh, yeah, and it feels nice, refreshingly nice out there. Crisp, cool. We'll start that way. We'll end up, though, with some really nice temperatures this afternoon. So right now, 47 here in San Antonio, 47 in Helotes, 45 Bulverde, 37 in Bernie, 36 in Comfort. No freezing temperatures in the hill country, but we are in the 30s this morning. So I think that qualifies as heater weather. 63 degrees by 10 a.m., 75 at 1 o'clock, 78 is where we end up. We probably hit that around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon. And for those football games tonight, once the sun goes down, it'll be a little chilly, but not as cold as it was yesterday evening and last night. Let's take a look at some of the weather headlines. Speaking of the weekend, we're going to get more humidity, more clouds, both Saturday and Sunday. And as we get into Monday, that's when we get our next front. It arrives Monday morning, line of showers and storms with the front. It turns breezy, a little cooler, and then we'll get even cooler weather as we get into the middle part of next week. Next week is going to be jacket weather for several days probably. We'll talk more about that for you coming up in just a couple minutes, but let's check in on your traffic this morning as you head out the door on this Friday morning.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Justin Horn. Taking a look at one of our TransGuide traffic cameras, and the biggest trouble spot that we saw throughout our 5 o'clock hour was this right here. We had an accident I-35 south at Schertz Parkway, that area right there at FM 3009. But some good news, TxDOT is reporting that they have cleared out that accident. So right now it looks like we are seeing some delays, but at least traffic is moving along that area this morning, Patty.
All right. Meanwhile, you see construction projects all over San Antonio, but one area saw a fire yesterday. You're looking at drone 12 video at Loop 1604 and I-10 on the northwest side. You can see flames on the top of a bridge column that's under construction. Now, we understand that it was a construction equipment that was on fire. People miles away saw the smoke too. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Well, new this morning, San Antonio police are searching for 2 suspects of a shooting on the city's west side. This all happening around 9:30 p.m. last night at Alderete Park. San Antonio police say that a 20-year-old man was there to play basketball when 2 men approached him and then shot him in the leg. The 2 suspects ran off. The man who was shot drove to a house that was nearby on Manning Drive to call for help. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay.
We now know the name of a woman who was killed on Wednesday after a triple shooting on the city's north side. The Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office says Yolanda Keller was killed around 5 p.m. Wednesday on a street called Winter Hill. That is near Huebner Road and Stone Oak Parkway. San Antonio police, they say they found 3 people shot, 1 dead and 2 in critical condition. We learned yesterday that police are ruling this as a murder-suicide and the victims are related.
Taking you inside the courtroom right now, and the 19-year-old that you see right here is accused of shooting and killing an 80-year-old woman, and this 19-year-old is actually having his murder charges now thrown out. His name is Jacob Rios, and he was accused of shooting and killing Heidi Silkworth shortly after a graduation ceremony downtown. So this happened back on May 26th on East Cesar Chavez Boulevard. San Antonio police say that the shooting happened when Rios and another 16-year-old male were robbing someone. Heidi Silkworth was an innocent bystander who got caught in the crossfire between the suspects and the victim that they were allegedly trying to rob. Silkworth was a passenger in a passing SUV when she was shot in the head. Now, she died at the scene. Court records show that Rios' charges, though, were dismissed on October 24th. However, the shooting is still under investigation, so it's possible that someone will get charged in the future.
We've learned another inmate has died in the Bexar County Jail. BCSO says 46-year-old Marcus Joseph Fontanet was found unresponsive on Tuesday. Crews tried to save his life, and deputies say it appears Fontanet died as a result of a medical episode. But the medical examiner is going to have to decide that. Fontanet is the 13th person to die while in custody at the Bexar County Jail so far this year, and the 8th in the last 3 months.
Well, cleanup is underway this morning after a house fire that once housed a furniture business. Fire crews say that this all started just before 8 o'clock last night at a 2-story abandoned home on McCullough Avenue near I-35 and North St. Mary Street, a little bit north of downtown. Firefighters say that no one was inside and no one was hurt, but it's still unclear what sparked those flames.
Attorneys for Brad Simpson, Suzanne Clark Simpson's husband, are trying to clear the murder charge against their client. They're asking a judge to see if there's evidence, even enough evidence to present the case to a grand jury. Now, Brad Simpson is accused of killing his wife, Suzanne, last month. Her body has still not been found. As part of the motion filed yesterday afternoon, Simpson's attorney is asking for the state to bring witnesses to make their case. Now, if a judge thinks the state doesn't have enough to prove every claim, Simpson's attorney argues the charges should be dropped. Simpson's attorneys are also trying to see if any evidence that could impact their case. That includes any emails, texts, and a list of potential witnesses.
Checking out some of your morning headlines now. President-elect Donald Trump is fulfilling a campaign promise, nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Kennedy would oversee one of the biggest departments in the government, which includes the CDC, the FDA, and the Affordable Care Act. Kennedy, who is not a doctor and has no medical training, has vowed to shake things up.
Now hear this, a Georgia mother is facing jail time because her 10-year-old son walked into town by himself. Brittany Patterson says she took one of her children to the doctor. In the meantime, her son, who's since turned 11, decided to walk less than a mile into town from their rural home in Mineral Bluff, Georgia. While out, Patterson got a call from the sheriff's department worried that her son was walking alone. Authorities dropped him off at the home, and then 5 hours later, they returned.
Call mommy and tell them they're taking you to jail because you decided to walk down the street.
Let go of your hands. That's not his fault.
Yeah, call mommy.
You're the mother. That's your responsibility.
Last time I checked, it wasn't illegal for a kid to walk to the store. So.
It is when they're 10 years old.
All right. Well, Patterson was booked on suspicion of reckless conduct, a charge that could send her to jail for 1 year.
Yeah, it's an interesting story here. Well, back here at home, the Texas Education Commissioner has reached out to South San ISD about some new developments within the district. Mike Morath notified the board yesterday that he is picking a board of managers to take control of the school district. Earlier this month, the conservator overseeing the board of trustees wrote a letter to Morath. The conservator recommended that the board be put in place to govern the district. This is all because the conservator says the board has failed to meet specific benchmarks set out by the TEA. There's a lot to unpack in this story, and it's an ongoing situation with South San ISD. We have a full breakdown on KSAT.com. Just look for this story on our homepage.
All right, the time right now is 6:08, 47 degrees out there already.
Ooh, all right. Feeling chilly out there on your Friday morning as we give you a look here at live cam. So some good news. We have officially cleared out that wreck over in I-35 Schertz Parkway on the northeast side. So we're going to check in on the roads. Also check in with Justin Horn for a look at your weekend forecast.
And still to come before 6:30, the high school football playoffs are underway. A preview of the games tonight include our big game coverage of the week.
Cannot wait for that one. And after the break, as kids start discovering their favorite foods, they can be picky about what they want, how you can guide your family away from some picky eating. 6:12, welcome back to Good Morning San Antonio. Hopefully you guys are off to a good Friday. Well, the San Antonio Police Department and Zapatos Incorporated are teaming up once again to bring new shoes to children in need across our area. This year they hope to break last year's record of 2,160 pairs of shoes, but they need your help to get it done.
So from now until December 6th, you can drop off new shoes or socks at any SAPD substation. You can see all the substations right there on your screen. And to be a part of this incredible cause, whether it's tennis shoes or fancy socks. Every donation counts. Plus, don't miss our KSAT Community Phone Bank on November 20th from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., where you can make a monetary donation in honor of your favorite substation. Well, getting kids to try new foods is a very uphill battle.
Yeah, as I'm sure you probably know with your kiddos. But a diet of French fries and mac and cheese, you know what, probably not the best way to grow up big and strong. Doctors say that not getting enough nutrients and calories can negatively impact their growth.
So how can you guide your little ones away from being picky eaters?
Kids can be selective about what they eat.
Don't get too disheartened. This can be a really challenging time, and it can be really frustrating.
Pediatrician Dr. Jade Coburn says picky eating is very common.
You haven't failed just because your child is having some picky eating behaviors.
Dr. Coburn says food is more than just about taste. How something feels, looks, and smells can contribute to why kids prefer some foods over others. She adds there's no perfect recipe for addressing picky eating, but there are steps parents can take. First, don't give up. Dr. Coburn says it can take up to 10 times to develop a taste and preference for new foods.
No one and done when you're introducing new foods. Try to reintroduce those foods again, even if they've already said no in the past.
Prepare the same food in a different way.
Instead of giving them a raw carrot, try a steamed or baked carrot, or try incorporating carrots into other foods that they like to try and introduce new foods that way.
Smoothies can also be an easy way to provide an extra serving or two of veggies.
You can add in some of those leafy greens or, other vegetables that aren't going to overpower that taste, and combine them with something like berries or banana, something that's going to kind of mask those vegetables.
Involve your kids in food preparation.
There may be a way for them to help in the food preparation by mixing ingredients together.
Or give them a choice between new foods.
Sometimes even just them feeling like they've had a part in this decision can make them more likely to want to try that food, as opposed to just presenting it to them on a plate.
Dr. Coburn says don't bribe kids with sweet treats. It can lead to unhealthy relationships with food. Try positive reinforcement instead.
Like a sticker chart. It sounds really simple, but, if they are successful eating a new food, give them a sticker for that day of the week and show them their progress and really praise them for trying something new.
Lastly, have patience.
Give yourself grace and know that these things do tend to get better over time.
Parenting is hard. Dr. Coburn says if you're concerned that your child's eating behavior is negatively impacting their weight, growth, or overall health, talk to your pediatrician.
Yeah, I saw the video of the ice cream and I was like, oh, hey. And I was like, no,
don't give them ice cream.
Probably not the best thing if you want to get those nutrients and calories, for sure. All right, let's take a look at your traffic authority right now, because good news is we have cleared out that big crash there on 35 at FM 309. Still looks like we have some police activity out there, but KSAT is at least reporting that all the main lanes of I-35 South are good to go. So let's go ahead and check out some other cameras here, because we did have a situation over at 410 Ingram Road. That's going to be northbound lanes, and 90 West at Hunt Lane. We do have a stalled vehicle in both of those locations out there as we take a look at 90 Military, 37 at Hackberry. Everything else is looking pretty good across the city. All right, before we get to Justin and the weather, we have another tropical storm in the Caribbean. Sarah is the 18th named storm of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season.
The National Hurricane Center says life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides are expected in Honduras this weekend. And Honduras is already feeling those tropical storm conditions right now.
All right, well, Sarah is forecast to move across Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula early next week.
All right.
And now he is here, Justin.
And it will weaken as
Yes.
it does. So that's a bit of good news there. Not great news for Central America, but as far as Florida is concerned, it looks like they'll miss the brunt of that. Hey, we've got a Just Ask Justin question this morning, and it has to do with football and the playoffs. Since
All right,
we're here,
we go. We're kicking things off.
Here's the question. Which San Antonio area school has the most playoff wins? Is it Smithson Valley, Converse Judson, New Braunfels, or Madison High School? And I wish if you folks at home could vote today. We don't have that set up, but you can just, scream at your television screen. And,
Don't wake up the neighbors.
Don't wake up the neighbors. But we'll reveal that answer here in about 30 minutes or so. You guys keep thinking about it, as we are very much into high school playoffs now, and we've got some games tonight, which the weather is going to cooperate very nicely with. Hey, look at the sunrise. That's gorgeous. So we're starting the day off so very nice. If you like cool weather, that is. It's 47 in San Antonio, 45 in New Braunfels, 46 in Converse, 37 in Boerne, 36 right now in Kerrville. We are not seeing any freezing temperatures in the hill country, but yes, we are in the mid-30s in many cases. And as we look at the forecast, it does warm up quickly once that sun comes up. 50 at 8 o'clock, 57, 9 a.m. Noontime, we're at 72. And we're all the way back up to near 80 this afternoon with clear skies. That's what low humidity does for you. It gets you these big swings in temperature. And so once the sun goes down tonight, it will get fairly cool fairly quickly. As we look at the next 3 days, we get a little bit more humidity tomorrow. That'll lead to some morning clouds and then some afternoon sun. 81 on your Saturday. Sunday, expect more clouds, 82, humid. There could even be a shower late, but our best chance of rain is going to come Monday morning with a frontal boundary that'll slide through, and then we'll get some clearing Monday afternoon. So as you plan out your weekend, just know that there will be more clouds, more humidity over the weekend, and it will be fairly warm. Let me walk you through the futurecast here, and this is Saturday. It does show that increase in cloud cover, and then by Sunday night, this is where we start to see those showers and storms develop. Now, the best opportunity for rain is going to be out across parts of West Texas. But as this front advances towards our neck of the woods Monday morning, we'll get a thin line of showers and storms. Biggest risk for severe weather and storms will be to our north, but there is still a possibility here. And then the front quickly moves east. So by Monday evening, we're clearing. It's breezy but cooler. We'll get a nice day Tuesday, and then we'll get a second push of cooler air coming in on Wednesday, which will bring us down into the 60s potentially by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So a lot to watch here as we get into next week. And I do need to mention that there is technically a severe risk Sunday night into Monday morning with that line of storms. But San Antonio, as I said, very much on the tail end of things. We'll watch, especially in the hill country, for a couple of thunderstorms on Monday morning. 81 Saturday, 82 Sunday, as we showed you. Next week, 79 Tuesday. And then look for that second push of cooler air to get us into the 60s Wednesday and Thursday. And morning lows will definitely be chilly by Friday or Thursday and Friday morning of next week. We're talking low 40s potentially.
Hopefully we get some of that rain right there. Maybe the chances increase because we really need it.
I think the odds are pretty good of us getting rain. The problem is that I don't think we're going to get much.
And
okay,
where is
we'll
it?
keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, for sure. All right, 6:21 right now, 47 degrees now outside.
Just ahead, the Spurs are back-to-back games this weekend against rival teams. We'll get you caught up before tonight's game at Frostbank.
Go Spurs go! After a huge 50-point game Wednesday night from Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs have a busy weekend ahead of them. They're hosting LeBron and the Lakers tonight at 6:30 to close out their 5-game homestand. Then they'll hit the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks.
And And the high school football playoffs are underway, and after a busy night last night, our big game coverage game of the week is tonight's first round clash between Reagan and Brennan.
Yes, this is a 6A powerhouse matchup. The Rattlers and Bears met in week 1 of the regular season. This was Brennan's only loss of the year as they took the L 31-9 against the Reagan Rattlers. So there's definitely a lot on the line for the Bears, who are out for some revenge. Reagan went 6-1 in its district, while Brennan came out of their district undefeated, the Northside district, with a 28 6A crown. So let's check out the matchup again. It all goes down 7:30 tonight at Ferris Stadium on the northwest side. We, of course, are going to have all the highlights and the rest of your playoff coverage tonight on the Night Beats.
And staying with sports, we're just hours away from Mike Tyson squaring off against Jake Paul. It's the first ever live boxing match on Netflix and Tyson's first professional fight. And get this, nearly 20 years. The rules will be slightly different from a typical match, with shorter rounds and heavier boxing gloves, lowering the chances of a knockout.
All right, Iron Mike is back. Okay, and check this out. San Antonio world champion boxer Mario Barrios will be fighting on the undercard of that Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. It's the first time an event like this has ever been done on Netflix. It's also the first time that Mario Barrios is fighting inside AT&T Stadium up there in Arlington. If you want to read up more on El Azteca Barrios, we have a preview of this fight on KSAT.com on the instant replay page.
A lot to look forward to. You're already getting ready.
I
for
am.
that.
Boom. I'm ready to go. Also, Netflix is not charging extra for this. So if you have a subscription, then you're good to go to watch this fight tonight.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's good news.
All right, a happy reminder. It is Friday, and it is 6:26, 47 degrees out there.
Yep, still ahead at 6:30. Holiday activities are ramping up this weekend, where you can find the ice rinks that are popping up across the Alamo City.
And Friday Finds is back. How we're finding positive ways to give back to the community this week as we inch closer to Thanksgiving.
This morning on Good Morning San Antonio, you might want to avoid driving on the northwest side this weekend and overnight. I'm going to tell you about some pretty big road closures that start tonight. Plus,
but when I saw her driving and she was kind of spewing the beer everywhere, she kind of was smiling and just not a care in the world.
What? A police chase that ended at the quarry ends with a woman arrested at her hair salon. Devin Karp joins us next to break down the bizarre details in just a few moments.
and we're taking you outside with a live cam. Again, a chilly start to your Friday morning. We are officially at the weekend, y'all. Thank you very much for hanging out with us on Good Morning San Antonio.
Hi there, good morning. It is 6:30 on Friday, November the 15th. We are only 47 days left of 2024.
A lot of countdowns going on here. Countdown to Thanksgiving. I know Justin's ready for the A&M UT game as well. Christmas.
That's more important.
New Year's.
Yes.
But it does feel great outside this morning.
Yes, I am looking forward to Thanksgiving, but that game is... It's in the back of my mind. I am excited about it. And you're right, guys. It feels chilly out there. We got temperatures in the 40s and even 30s. No freezing temperatures in the whole country, but you know what? We're not far away. 38 Comfort, 37 right now in Kerrville. We've seen some mid-30s up there around Kerrville this morning. 46 Converse, 46 in Seguin, 44 in Floresville. So no matter where you go, it is chilly this morning. We got clear skies. You can see the beautiful full moon. It's the Beaver moon. And this picture was sent in from Fisher, Texas on our KSAT Connect. Great shot. And we'll see clear skies all day long, which will give us some warm temperatures this afternoon. 78 is where we end up. Really, really nice Friday. Now, things do change over the weekend. We're going to get some more humidity, more cloud cover. And Monday is the day we've sort of pinpointed for some rain chances. And I think we're getting a better idea of when exactly that rain may move through. We'll time it out for you. We'll get you set for the weekend and next week, too. That's all coming up in just a couple minutes, guys.
All right, let's take a look outside at your morning commute this morning. You are looking at I-35 at San Marcos. Things looking pretty good out there. We do want to tell you about some construction that's happening at I-10 in Hildebrand. So there's minor slowdown there. There's also a stalled vehicle at US 90 and Hunt Lane. And there is a collision over there at 151 at Westover Hills Boulevard. So if that is your commute, make sure that you leave with plenty of time.
All right, Patty, yes, we were talking about construction on the northwest side, so go ahead and listen up to all of our drivers there. There's another big round of that taking place out there at I-10 1604, but there is some good news on the horizon, so let's kind of break this all down. Starting at 9 o'clock tonight, part of the interchange will shut down so crews can install more steel beams for the flyover ramps that are under construction. So basically, we made this map right here, I-10 east and west, both directions. That will be shut down from UTSA Boulevard all the way up to La Cantera Parkway at the rim. That closure is planned through Monday, 5 a.m. All 4 clover leafs right here. You pretty familiar with these if you drive through that area, will be closed during that same time. Now 1604 east from right here from La Cantera all the way to Lock Hill Selma, that will be shut down just through Friday though. The rest of 1604 will stay open basically Saturday through Monday morning. We got some new drone video that we got yesterday from some of our photojournalists. So KSAT has installed 150 beams this year and are about 76% done putting all of those beams in. This will be the last major closure for the year. There will be one more minor closure next weekend, and then drivers will have a holiday break until the beginning of next year. KSAT also told us the first flyover ramp is scheduled to open soon.
We're going to open a flyover ramp by the end of the year, and I'm happy to share that we are on target for that. So in the coming weeks, we do expect to open the first flyover ramp. We'll connect eastbound 1604 to westbound I-10 if you're heading out towards Bernie.
All right, it's pretty impressive stuff, as you see again from our KSAT 12 drone. So if this weekend's work is done early, KSAT will reopen the interchange earlier than scheduled. There will also be more law enforcement at intersections to move traffic along. Make sure to follow those detour signs and overhead message boards.
All right, thanks, RJ. Meanwhile, how much do you know about San Antonio's crisis mental health response team? We've been talking about it all week in our series, A Crisis in Question. But if you haven't had a chance to watch them all yet, here's a breakdown from Avery Everett.
Have you heard of SA Corps here in San Antonio, Texas? Well, if you haven't, here are 5 things you should know. 1. SA Corps is the team tasked to respond to 911 mental health calls in our city, and there are 3 teams with 24/7 staffing. 2. Each unit of SA Corps has 3 roles: a police officer, a paramedic, and a mental health clinician. Now, this is called a multidisciplinary approach to provide a range of resources to someone in need. 3. On average, each 911 call that SA Corps responds to takes about 2 hours, so there is no clear-cut number of calls per day that the team responds to. 4. Right now, SAPD says SA Corps responds to about 14% of the total mental health calls coming into 911. And 5. The city projects SA Corps to respond to more than 4,000 911 calls this next fiscal year. To learn more about this unit, we're doing a whole set of stories this week. Just head on over to KSAT.com.
And these stories have premiered each night this week on the Night Beat. So tune in tonight as Avery wraps up her coverage of this very important topic. All right, this is a story that's certainly gotten a lot of attention. State troopers say yesterday a 37-year-old woman led them on a car chase through Comal County and ended here in San Antonio at the Quarry Market.
Yeah, it's a pretty good distance here. And at times the woman was seen smiling in her vehicle, splashing liquid from a can through her sunroof and weaving through other parked cars.
Yeah, our Devin Karp is there live now to break down how it all happened. Devin, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. All right, I'm standing in front of where everything ended up finishing yesterday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, where that suspect was driving through this parking lot, hitting other cars before running into these salon front doors right here, where this DPS says she ended up assaulting a trooper before she was finally taken into custody. So this all started yesterday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They say this chase started miles away off I-35 in Comal County. Now, a trooper tried to pull the suspect over for a traffic violation, but she kept going. The driver then made her way through multiple parts of Bexar County before being blocked in at the Alamo Quarry. Now, in this video right here, you can see her smiling, driving with all the windows rolled down, throwing around a can with some kind of liquid outside of her sunroof, and hitting multiple cars in the parking lot, including the state troopers unit. Now, some bystanders and an employee at the quarry who saw the whole thing say they didn't know what to expect, but they did note that the suspect said she didn't want to be late.
She ran into 2 cars over there, actually. She backed up into the cop car and then went forward, hit another car.
What's wrong with this person? Like, so blasé about her surroundings. I kept thinking she's gonna kill someone just at the speed she's going.
All right, so that first person you heard from the soundbite, Brandon, he says that he heard the suspect say she was running late for a hair appointment. Now, thankfully, no one in the incident was hurt, and DPS says it still doesn't know why she didn't pull over in the first place. Right now, that 37-year-old suspect is facing charges of assault of a public servant, evading arrest, and a DWI. For now, I'm going to send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much for that update, Devin. Well, happening later today, the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and Port San Antonio are hosting a kickoff event for San Antonio STEM Week. This is the 14th year of Core for STEM, which is a two-day event engaging students from 6th to 8th grade from San Antonio Public Schools. This program will bring together over 2,000 middle school students to experience hands-on interactive workshops to enhance their interests in science, technology, engineering, and math. Devin, who you just saw right there, will be live at the kickoff event, and we'll hear more from him today on Good Morning San Antonio at 9 o'clock.
And happening this weekend, ice skating is back at Travis Park. You and your family can enjoy a winter wonderland, and it's going to be chilly too, from now until January 5th on the 300 block of East Travis Street. That is near the Majestic Theater and Riverwalk in downtown. Tickets here are $15 and the hours vary, so make sure that you get your tickets online on their website, travisparksa.com.
Yeah, I saw them setting up for that overnight a couple of nights ago. Well, you can also go through a drive-through Lights Park for the holidays. Check this out. Santa's Ranch is open nightly until January 4th in the 9500 block of I-35 North up there in New Braunfels. A single pass for one car is $37, and a season pass is going to cost you $72. Hours are 6 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night, and this is taking place every Friday through Saturday and from 6 to 10 p.m. every Thursday through Sunday.
We are 40 days from Christmas, and the San Antonio Zoo and CPS Energy are getting into the holiday spirit this weekend. Starting tomorrow, all zoo goers will be able to experience zoo lights. The zoo will be decked out with an array of dazzling lights, 3D animal light displays, holiday music, and a brand new lakeside light show at Zootennial Park. Zoo lights will go from tomorrow until December 31st.
It's light season.
Yeah, it's always fun to go out there at night with the kids.
Right.
You see everything in a different light.
Absolutely. There you go. All right, y'all. 6:40 right now, 47 degrees outside.
Just ahead, Friday Finds is back, and this week we're finding positive ways to give back to the community. Well, we've made it to Friday. On today's Friday Finds, we are helping you find a positive way to give back. Content creator Gabby Gonzalez tells us how foodies are filling pantries in our community. Welcome, Gabby.
Hi, thanks for having me. So I'm super excited for this initiative called Foodies Filling Pantries. We have so many incredible humans in our community who have put together these food pantries all around the city, helping the community members who are in need. So I decided to put an initiative out there to get not just my foodie friends involved, but the whole community involved in filling these pantries this holiday season. And honestly, throughout the whole just existence, just know that they exist. I have put together a whole list so you know exactly what pantries and where to donate. So they're looking for clothes, food, and anything that you would take to Goodwill. I highly recommend maybe thinking about actually taking them to one of the food pantries instead.
This is a great idea, and we hope it catches on. Thanks so much, Gabby. And you can find the link to the community pantries that she's already found on KSAT.com.
All right, good stuff there, Patty and Gabby. Well, Thanksgiving, of course, less than 2 weeks away, and the San Antonio Food Bank needs your help to make holiday meals happen for these families in need. They're giving away 20,000 turkeys this year.
Anyone in the giving spirit can donate a frozen turkey at the HEB locations you see right there on your screen. You can drop them off on Saturdays. You see right there on your screen from 10 to 2. You can find this information on our website, KSAT.com.
All right, yeah, I cannot believe we're already getting Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Going fast.
Yeah, all right, let's take a look at your traffic authority right now because a couple of incidents on our roads. Right now, TransGuide, we have 35 at Olympia Parkway. Do have a stalled vehicle in that area for our drivers on the northeast side right now. And then we also had earlier 151 eastbound at Westover Hills. No cameras along 151, but we do have at least 2 main lanes blocked there because of a crash. And then I-10 west at Medical, a crash being reported there that is blocking at least 2 main lanes there as well. So the Medical Center area, if you're driving through the SeaWorld area, 151 Westover Hills, we have got a lot of activity taking place for your Friday morning commute. All right, before we get to Justin, check this out. I think you just showed a picture of this a little while ago, right? Yeah, go ahead and get your telescope out because the last full moon of 2024 is this weekend and it's a super moon.
Yeah, it is a full moon that happens while it's at its closest approach to the Earth, making the moon brighter and bigger than usual.
All right, this moon will also be what's called a beaver moon, which got its name because November is when beavers prepare for winter by strengthening their dams and storing more food.
And you know, I was out there yesterday with my kids. You could see, is it Venus or Jupiter?
I believe it's Venus that you can see.
To the west?
Correct. Yes, and it's always a beautiful sight. And I know last night I was looking outside and it felt like it was almost daylight. The moon was so bright. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But it is chilly out there this morning.
Okay, I think the beaver moon was speaking to me because I have some Bucky Beaver stuff.
I noticed them this morning too.
I was waiting. I was waiting.
All right, go ahead, Justin.
Anyway, let's take a look at our Just Ask Justin question this morning. Which San Antonio area school has the most playoff wins? Is it A, Smithson Valley, B, Converse Judson, C, New Braunfels, or D, Madison High School? What do you guys say?
Okay, so I was leaning towards Smithson Valley, but then RJ here reminded me about Judson, and I know I've talked to them, and they're very proud of their football team, so I'm going to go with B.
Okay, you know what? Yes, Smithson Valley, recent success, the great coach Larry Hill. New Braunfels been around forever. Madison had some good success under Jim Streety in the 90s, early 2000s, but I'm going to go with the OGs, DW Rutledge, baby, the Converse Judson Rockets.
Hey, you guys are smart.
There we go.
Nailed it. It is Converse Judson as we head into high school playoff season. Converse Judson has 106 playoff wins, but I do have to give a shout out to the Cuero Gobblers, who also have 106 playoff wins. Smithson Valley is at 55, New Braunfels 48, Kerrville-Tivy has 45, Madison High School has 42. So yes, Converse Judson is by and large right there with Cuero, the big playoff winners here. They've been in the playoffs so many times. And good luck to all the high schools that will be playing tonight, going into some big playoff games. Forecast for today, 63 at 10 o'clock. Noontime, 72, and then we're up to 78 this afternoon. So after this chilly start, we'll get into some pretty nice weather later today. That's what the dry air, clear skies will do for you. And as we look across our beautiful city this morning, boy, that is a great shot. Happy Friday to you. 45 in New Braunfels, 46 Converse, upper 30s right now for Bernie and Kerrville. So yes, there are some 30s on the map this morning. Want to show you the drought monitor. This came in yesterday. This was last week. So let's fast forward to this week, and not much changed other than we added some areas of moderate drought. But San Antonio, Hondo, New Braunfels, San Marcos still in extreme drought, and we need some rain so desperately. So does much of the state for that matter. And we may get a little bit on Monday. Cold front comes through, brings in a 40% chance of rain with it. So this weekend, know that humidity will increase. We'll get more clouds. Here comes our front. Showers and storms out west initially Sunday night. This is Sunday at 7 o'clock. But as the front moves through on Monday morning, we should get a line of showers and storms. It'll be a small window, and then by Monday afternoon, we clear out behind this front. It'll be breezy and cooler, and then we'll get a second shot of colder air coming in on Wednesday, which will make for some fall-like weather late next week. There is a small risk of severe weather with that line late Sunday into early Monday. We'll watch it. I don't think it'll be a big deal here, though. 81 Saturday, 82 Sunday. On Monday, 77, 40% chance of rain, turns breezy, 79 Tuesday, and then, as we said, cooler by Wednesday and Thursday with highs in the 60s.
All right, thanks, Justin.
Thank
Time
you,
right now, 6:50, 47 degrees out there.
All right, taking a look outside with live cam. Again, we're going to wrap things up here, give you one more look at the roads, a couple of incidents near the Medical Center and the SeaWorld area. We're going to talk about that and one final check of your forecast after the break.
And up next before 7, fans of the musical Wicked have a chance to see the movie almost a week early before it hits theaters. How you can score those tickets in just moments.
welcome back. Before you go, there's nothing wicked about this deal. Amazon Prime members will have the chance to travel to Oz earlier and see the highly anticipated movie Wicked before its official release.
During this sneak peek opportunity, Prime members will be able to see Wicked in select theaters on November 18th, a full 4 days before it opens across the country. The opportunity is all due to Amazon's partnership with Universal Pictures.
Pretty cool deal there.
Okay, and as we wrap up this week, things are getting a little hairy here on GMSA.
We are talking about No Shave November, and we're pretty much in the thick of it right now. So we have some new pictures of some of the fellas here that are taking part. Don't laugh, Justin. Oh, hey, look, there's one of Steve. This
It must be an old picture.
It's a little bit older. We got Kasky there, no shave. See, we get a few more here. Devin, that was kind of early on during the process here. Okay, so yeah, these are kind of our starting pictures from some of the guys.
Yeah, and you can donate right now. Just head to ksat.com/no-shave. And these guys, they're making a little money. You are only have like $75
$75
in your donation.
couple
so
of
help the guy
donations,
out.
yes.
Justin is leading, so hooray for you.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you guys brought it up.
It's a friendly competition, yeah.
He's got fans out there.
Yes.
That's looking good, though, Justin. I mean, you're already kind of, yeah, that's
Thank
already
you.
out there.
Yeah, I'm getting it back pretty nicely, and we'll see where it ends up. Maybe I'll just grow it out long like that guy and keep it going through the end of the year. I don't know.
There we go. Yes.
But yes, donate if you feel so inclined. It is a great program. No Shave November, going to colorectal cancer this go around. We do it every year.
Yes,
Right.
I'm in third place, though.
That's okay.
Right behind Steve and Justin.
He needs
so
some
we're gonna
love,
get
y'all.
there. All right, let's check out traffic because we do have an incident right now. I-10 at 1604. So this is going to be I-10 West 1604. And of course, we have that construction that's going to take place tonight at 9 o'clock, extending through 5 a.m. on Monday. So very busy out there. Also, I-10 at Medical. I saw the camera a little while ago, and there is still some activity right there for our drivers in the medical center area. So a couple big incidents. I-10 West will continue to follow this throughout our 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, before the truck moved in, we saw the SUV that was flipped on its side right there, right in the clover right there at 10 and 1604. So that if that is your commute, know that it's going to even be probably longer to get through that area.
If you look way in the distance there, you can see cars almost at a stop. So it's going to cause some backups this morning. Cold. We've got temperatures in the 40s right now. We do make it into the upper 70s this afternoon. Pretty warm weekend, and we get a front Monday that brings some showers and storms with it and cools us back down next week, especially as we get into the latter part of next week.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us. We had a good time. It was Friday, and we'll see you at 9.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, y'all. Good luck to all of our football teams.